Hi Taurus. I'll be giving a general reading and a love reading in the same video. So feel free to watch both. I'm not gonna make you wait for an extended. You're just gonna get one. I'm not a professional. I normally do tarot reading to communicate with my grandmother as prayer. So that is what these messages serve. Just advice from my loved one, and hopefully they can help you if you need it, or confirm any thoughts you may have, any worries you may be concerned about. If you don't want to watch the shuffling, you can skip ahead to when all the cards are laid out. They're going to be 12. And as with anything, this is a general reading, so not every message will apply to everyone. So take what resonates. I will try to point out as many scenarios as possible so that someone can relate to it, but if it gets specific, it gets specific. You know, but una más, por favor. Una más, por favor. I'm Latina, so every once in a while I have to talk in Spanish. Una más, por favor. Might be refusing to do. Yeah, you might be refusing to make a decision on something. Bottom. Oh, but you got love on the mind. Bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Let's do a sneak peek. You have Judgment in reverse, 7 of Wands in reverse, 8 of Pentacles, and 9 of Wands. Yep, and then 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, you might be not wanting to make a decision, especially if it's about love, but you're thinking about it. Okay, Taurus. To be honest, you're pretty good. I think if you have any concerns about a person, it's less about how you feel and more about how will they receive you. I think some of you are planning to reach out to someone. You have the 9 of Cups, 3 of Wands, and the 2 of Swords. So you're making a decision as to whether or not you should take action. Because you're not doing it right now. You're kind of just focusing on yourself. Which you're sitting. It's kind of interesting. Like you're sitting pretty. I think for the most part, you think you have things pretty well together, or you're trying to present yourself that way. But you have this choice that you have to make, and you're kind of refusing to make it. And I think it has to do with love, because then you have 3 of Swords in reverse, 6 of Cups, and the Devil in reverse. I think you want to go back to someone, or someone comes back into your life, and the choice as to whether this is good, because I think your ultimate decision here that you're kind of refusing to acknowledge, or is the reason why you haven't made any moves yet, is that if you reunite with this person, it could be an opportunity to heal, to actually let out your emotions and talk about how they hurt you or how you may have hurt them, and you can move on and start new. But reuniting with someone from your past can also repeat behaviors, and you may be scared that you won't be able to let go of the toxic ties you built with them, whether that was a codependent relationship or some sort of obsession or feeling like you're tied to them and you don't want to be, whether it's insecurities about yourself or within the relationship. But something draws you to this person, and it could be just unfinished business. And maybe that's also another way to approach this person, that it doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, we're in love with each other, but that we're meant to be in our lives somehow. But it's going to take letting go of the toxic behaviors or toxic mindsets you have, especially if you're used to being alone and to just always concerning yourself. I think the next stage, once you kind of get out of this mindset of like, what do I want? How should I approach this person? Is either you will reach out to them or they will reach out to you, and it will be confusing. If they reach out to you, you're going to be confused because you have this past and it didn't go anywhere, and it was kind of more detrimental to how you viewed yourself. But if you reach out to them, I think you're kind of concerned that they may have other options, especially if they don't respond to you right away, because you have the Knight of Cups over here in reverse. Or if they reject you, you might be, I wouldn't get so caught up into that. Because of the fact that Six of Cups and Seven of Cups are right here next to each other, I think this has more to, you're kind of fusing the two together as if both are a reality. And it's not. It's just, this seems to be more in your head. You're thinking about every which way reuniting this person could go. It could go good or it could go bad. And you're afraid that if you reach out to them, it's just going to be bad. But I would say that it's a turning a new leaf, because you have the Wheel of Fortune here, you have the Page of Pentacles here, and then you have the Eight of Swords. And it seems like that's a bad thing that you have an Eight of Swords to end this whole thing. But I think that just further validates the fact that you are in your head about this reunion. I think if you want to start a new chapter with this person and maybe try to do things over again, someone is going to have to make the first move and apologize. Because I think the issue really is that there's no closure. And there's no closure because someone didn't come forward and expressed how they felt or what they wanted or even what they were scared about. And that's what you need to do. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I think you're the one, or oh, I think I messed up royally. I think it is just a matter of, hey, you know, I'm used to being alone. I'm used to doing things on my own. My choices is always about me and what's good for me, not what's good for us. And this is maybe the one person who's coming into your life where you're realizing maybe this relationship is something more than you originally thought it was. But you don't know how to work with that. I think the reality is that you are very new to this. This person seems important, but they might seem non-committal. It may be a playful relationship. I think you guys are very superficial, but it felt deep at the same time. And you weren't sure, is it deeper because this is the first time I've ever felt a connection with someone, or is it deeper because it's a legitimate connection? I think you need to talk to that person, you know? So now we're just going to compare your situation, what the other person is thinking. And, you know, even if it's just a friend, I think that is also a very important realization. Like, you know, the difference between an acquaintance, for instance, and a friend that you actually want to open up to and reveal all of your dark secrets, you know? Because I've had that where I met someone at work, for instance, and it's always like that weird couple of weeks where should I tell them how I like anything personal besides like what do I do as a hobby, or should I actually tell them what I'm concerned about, you know? And it's always hard to feel that relationship out at first. It's like determining whether a friend is actually going to be someone you call on a regular basis versus someone you just meet up with because you two have to occupy the same space all the time, you know? So even if it's not romantic, it could be just this person in your life seems like they offer an opportunity to have healing, to have deep conversations, to have something more meaningful. And it could have been very playful, very non-serious, very lighthearted. It had the potential to be bigger, and it never got there because either you or them or the both of you were holding back. And now you want to give it another chance and be like, hey, like, I know I'm bad at this, I'm not used to this, but maybe we could learn together, you know? So let's compare your situations. Right now we have the mentality, you have the 5 of Pentacles in your mentality. So you might have felt abandoned by this person, or you could have abandoned, like if this is a ghosting situation, someone ghosted someone. Or you two decided to just stop talking to each other one day. And that messed you up. Like, it's especially when I say that the relationship felt like lighthearted. It was acted lighthearted, but you were kind of hoping it would evolve into something more. I think you always kept it in the back of your mind about what could it have been. And if you want that kind of closure, then you gotta go for it. Nope. One más, por favor. Oh, no, still 2 more. You're thinking about a lot of things, though. I keep getting... Yeah, you're stuck in your head. Oh my god. Taurus. You're overthinking. Una más, por favor. You could have been thinking about this for months, because I am just, especially in the past 5 months, maybe you're not going to make a move, or someone's not going to make a move until like June. Una más, por favor. I'll keep shuffling, like, I don't care. You can fast forward if you need to. But I'm just saying, you might be overthinking the hell out of this, because, oh my god, una más, por favor, just to know what your decision is. Okay, we got an actual flipped one. Here we go. And for your person, you have the moon. Could be dealing with a Pisces. Oh, yeah, you're really good. I think they may not know what they want, or they may be feeling disillusioned by you. or about anything in their life. And they're very quiet. They're very mysterious. They're... See, you don't talk because you are too concerned about what the next move should be. They don't talk because of reasons. You know? That's what it feels like to you. And one more card for conflict. Okay. Temperance. It's been a while. I think you guys have not spoken to each other in a while. Or this has been going on for a long time. And you're impatient about it. Bottom of the deck is death in reverse. Interesting because Pisces, if you are dealing with a Pisces, Pisces also had death, but it was in upward. So that's interesting. We have the King of Pentacles under that as well. So I think this has been going on for a long time, and you need closure, and you haven't gotten it, and you're impatient about it, and you don't know what to do because you feel abandoned, or that answers aren't going to come. Maybe they're not going to respond to you even if you do reach out. So let's actually look at your situation. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Tower, Page of Cups, Six of Cups in reverse, Five of Cups, and the High Priestess in reverse, another Pisces card. So Taurus, if you're with Pisces, like, let's go talk to them. I'll take it seriously, don't worry. So, and what I'm seeing here is you are trying to go along and study motions. You trying to figure out what's best for you, how to approach this. You may be thinking about approaching this person, your partner, but you're moving very slowly, or vice versa. They could be moving very slowly to you, and then a tower moment comes. This tower moment could be the fact that you realize your feelings for this person, that you may have been in denial about it because you have the Page of Cups here, that you could be realizing, you know what, maybe I didn't take it seriously at first, but this person is the only person who's ever been in my mind this long. I'm kind of getting that feeling. I don't think it is a matter that you've never felt love before. I think you are absolutely aware of what love could be. But I think the feeling of not having closure is new. You've never thought about this person this long. I'm going to go back to the fact that it felt lighthearted, that it felt childlike, that it felt non-committal. You may have looked at this person as like, well, they're nothing serious. It's just someone I talk to. It's just someone I joke around with, tell about my day. It seems like a relationship that's so temporary that you could forget about it if you needed to. You know, like if things changed, things change and you just move on with your life, you know? This is where I'm saying, where if it's a platonic person and not a romantic person, it's the same feeling that this person doesn't have to be part of my life. I'm not going to look at them as if they are going to play a role in my life. And then time goes by where maybe you stop talking with this person and you realize, I miss them. Why didn't we ever keep talking? Or why did I leave? Or why did she or he or they left? You know? And it makes you sometimes regret the past because it didn't work out. And I want to say if you are blaming yourself, that's insecurity that's holding you back, that you need to be honest about. That maybe you were concerned that this person was hiding secrets, and you just need to talk things out. I think a long amount of time has passed by where you may have been so caught up in what you were doing, working, like doing your daily activities, going through the motions, and it just suddenly dawns to you one day that you maybe feeling are lonely or you miss them, that this person, something reminds you of them, and it's like a pang of regret every single time they come into your mind, because you think it didn't work out. We couldn't even work out as friends, so how are we going to work out as something more? And I think that's you hindering yourself, that you've lost faith that it could work out. And that's for some of you, I think that's why you think it's just over and it's never going to change. And I don't think that's true. I think you have to make the first move. Now, for your person, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, the King of Cups, that's crazy when they have both, like the harmonies over there. But then they have the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Emperor, the Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. Truly, because the Emperor and the Seven of Swords, if you are dealing with Pisces, I seriously advise you to watch their video, which is the first video that I uploaded. So there you go. Just go watch it. I'm getting the feeling that this person definitely thinks about you. And they just thought I think they thought they messed up the relationship. And if that's the case, if they were the one who abandoned you, they just think that's it. There's no way. They have all of the cups here, like a whole scenario. Like they have the Knight, the Queen, and the King, and the Ace of Cups. And sorry about that. I ran out of space, so I had to clear some space before then. Anyway, so back to your person. I think it's interesting that they have the Queen, King, and Knight of Cups, as well as the Ace of Cups, but the only cards that are upright are the masculine energies, which is the King and the Knight of Cups. So I think if you haven't heard anything from this person in a while, or you were always kind of wondering how they felt because you weren't sure, they may have been more in touch with their masculine side, which doesn't mean that the person is necessarily a male, but like they were exhibiting that kind of approach to their emotions where they wanted to portray themselves as level-headed and well put together, while also at the same time maybe flirty and open to new experiences. Like they may have been not so much like a playboy or a playgirl type of person, but they definitely seemed more free-spirited about what a connection could be. That they were more about like, I'm going to get to know you and I'm going to like be totally comfortable in how I portray myself, but I'm never going to really let you see me completely. And that's because the Queen of Cups is in reverse and the Ace of Cups is in reverse. They may have rejected you, or they may have perhaps hinted that they weren't interested in you, and if you aren't talking with them, you still think this about them, that they were never fully in love with you, or they were never going to feel as passionate about you as you wanted them to. That this was always going to remain casual. It was never going to build anything. And it might have been because they were older, because you have the Emperor card here, and you have more like childlike cards over here with the Page and the Six of Cups, and even the Five of Cups here. Kind of, I always look at this as like a mother and son whenever I see this. Sometimes I see husband and wife, but I always see mother and son. You may even have issues with your mother if that's a situation. Like if you had ever told your parental figure about this person that you were interested in, and they said some off comment that like, hey, don't you have better things to worry about, or be careful because they're probably, like, it doesn't sound like they're interested. That may have also added to your anxieties. But this person, you just see them as like, you definitely see them as well in touch with their emotions, but they're not necessarily in touch with their emotions to share them with you. And that may have made you insecure. And because of the Seven of Swords here and the Moon here, in line with the King of Cups here, I would say that was more of an illusion, that this is just what you saw. But in reality, I don't think it's true. And I'm going to ask about that. What was this mask that they were wearing in front of you? And we have the Page of Wands in reverse. So I think, yeah, if they, that's what I said, they may have rejected you, or they may have seemed like, I want to say, because the Page of Wands is an interesting card to put a mask in front of, but they may have seemed like they weren't even interested in love or sex at all. Almost like this asexual energy that, like, they were, which maybe you found that attractive, like that they were so self-secure in themselves that they didn't need anyone else. Like they, and maybe that intimidated you. And we also have the Three of Swords in reverse. So I would say part of their mask is also their need to heal. Something happened to them in their past that may have hurt them deeply. Because, again, they're exhibiting a lot of attributes to their emotions. And the Page of Wands in reverse kind of it could have happened early on, something in their childhood, or something in the beginning portion of their romantic involvement deeply hurt them. They've matured because of it, because they have all of the development of how to deal with your emotions. It shaped them like crazy, but it hardened them. And they're still healing. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. They could have been very anxious about this for years. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And I don't think they ever moved on from it. but they're willing to face it. But this mask, I think, was more of a survival mechanism. In order for them to remain in control of their emotions, they can't afford to engage with their feminine qualities of letting someone build a stronger connection with them. And I kind of want to ask, why. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. I'm going to ask her for the Queen since I'm going for the feminine. And we have the Three of Cups. I think they were focused on building a relationship that wouldn't go anywhere. Like a friendship, you know, like they could afford to do that. But why couldn't they give more? We have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so that's interesting. So here we have the Queen of Cups. To be more in touch with it, I'm getting the idea that they wanted to be friends with you, like deep friendship with you, before they could honestly open up to you. And once they achieved that, then they would have given you a relationship. But it was like this, I think the moon here is more of the illusion of obstacles without explaining what hurt them and why the obstacles even exist. And so I want to say that something in their past deeply traumatized them even. And prevented them from ever really giving you a fair shot at starting. I don't think it was impossible, but I think just like here, the conflicts where you were impatient, for them it required a lot of time. And they weren't explaining to you why you have the Fool here for the moon. I think they wanted a new beginning, but it was going to take a long amount of time that they weren't really going to explain to you. They just kind of hoped you would stick around because you seemed easygoing. You seemed like you were focused on your job and doing other things. And Eight of Swords. Yeah. I think they wanted a new beginning, but they were caught in their head that you weren't going to wait around for them. And so in a sense, their lack of communication fogged your perception of them, that they didn't care, and nothing could be further from the truth. So what is the Tower moment for you? I feel like the Tower moment is that you have to make a move towards them, even though it terrifies you. I mean, I would be terrified. If someone's not talking to me, why would I assume that they have any feelings towards me? You have the Hierophant. Yeah. You're a Taurus, so I think if you want commitment, and you look at this card also, the Hierophant, I don't know if you can see it well, but he's opening a box and seeing the light within it. And the Hierophant stands for structure and commitment and spirituality. But I think it is a particular, given as to what this person is hiding, there is truth to be heard and seen through them that I think you are absolutely in control of. You have to open the box and talk to this person. I don't think you have to ask them like, hey, who hurt you or anything, like, because that's not, I don't think this person is going to just right off the bat tell you what hurt them. But I think you making the first move and coming from a place where you do want to try again, you do want to deepen the bond, you do want to maybe hear what kind of secrets that person has. I think you have the King of Swords, yeah, and the Six of Swords in reverse. I think you're trying to be rational about it, and that's preventing you from moving forward. And I think that's you may also be worried that even if you do make the first move, that they're going to reject you and not move forward, because again, you guys haven't developed the kind of deepened bonds even within a friendship to warrant opening both of your hearts to each other. There's a lot of secrets that need to come out. So I'm going to ask, even though this is on your side, I'm going to ask for both secrets on your half and secrets on their half. What needs to be released? So first, secrets on your side. I know this is getting long, I'm sorry. But secrets on your, okay, we have 2 of coins and 9 of cups, okay, and then secrets on their side, and I will explain both, obviously, but okay, we have death, oh, interesting with death over here, in reverse, so, oh, that's so many. You know what? But I'm going to take it because I feel like this person has a lot that they've hidden from you, that they've experienced. Because again, I think something in their past happened. So this person has death, the Hermit, 7 of Swords again, Queen of Cups again, Knight of Cups in reverse, 10 of Swords, 8 of Wands. Wow. Okay, so secrets on your end. You're very much more simplified than what your person is going through. But your secrets is that you're trying to decide what's right for you. Should you go with this pair? Or should you remain single and just work on yourself and become more mature, whatever that means to you, right? Your person is going through one hell of a transformation. And they're going through a transformation. It is taking a lot of effort and self-reflection. They may even be going to therapy or counseling, or they're talking to people, but I think it's a lot more about thinking over their past over and over. How can I become a new person? They have hidden this from you because I think they want to be more in control with their feminine side, and I think they want to let go of this masculine carefree, I don't really need anybody. I like the idea of love, but I don't really need love. That's not true. They want love. They want to be surrounded in love. But it's not over for them. The 10 of Swords is in reverse, and the 8 of Wands is after that, which means that the pain is not over for them. They're still going through it. The death has not fully come to them when it comes to their pain. Whatever happened to them, they're still working on it. But they're taking so much action and they're progressing so much. And I think if you did reach out to them, the messages that you would receive would be abundant. Because I think that would be the ultimate test that you're trying to deepen a bond. They want a real friend. And if you guys stop communicating for whatever reason why, or if things didn't like develop much more than like anything that was superficial, then you making even the smallest effort to say, hey, I want to know what happened, or I want to know more about you. I want to start over again, but this time I'm going to tell you this one thing that I've been scared to tell you, and please don't break my heart. I think if they saw that, I don't think they would take your effort lightly. I don't know if they'll necessarily respond to your feelings because of the fact that they're working through their pain, but I think they would tell you why they're not going to respond to your feelings right now. They wouldn't like spit on your heart, basically. They would hear what you have to say, and they would tell you, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is what happened to me. And I think it would be enlightening. So to expect to come forward, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you guys aren't working on anything. You guys aren't doing anything. And it may take a while before you guys move forward, because you have the this is a dual card. You have the Eight of Swords and Justice. So that's an interesting pair to have, because it implies that there's a lot of anxiety on both of your side, because there's a scale there, and I can see that you both are very anxious about this. And justice will come, but it comes with the balance between your anxieties, You have the Five of Cups here. I think on both of your parts, you regret a lot of things that have happened, and you are wondering what to do, how a friendship could be lost, but a new relationship could occur. And you have the Hermit, which is actually, I think, I'm feeling it's in reverse in my mind, because I don't think this is, no. You know what? I don't know. But I think it's in reverse. Some of the cards are kind of hard to tell. But maybe that's also important to note, that one of you needs to reflect more, and I would say that's on your part, actually, that you need to reflect more on how you feel before approaching this person, so that you can actually approach them with good intentions and show them that you're willing to try again. But they need to do the opposite. They need to unleash all of the feelings that they've been working on their own. And I think they can, and I think they will, but it's gonna take time. Whatever you decide to do, if the root of your fear is that they're going to reject you, and I mean reject you completely, like they don't want anything to do with you, whatever happened between you in the past, they just don't want to talk to you again, I would say don't believe that. I'm not going to promise you that they won't reject you because of the circumstances that they're in, because of the pain that they feel. But I think this person, because they are in tune with a lot of their emotions, even if they don't express that to you, they are a lot more forgiving than you might expect them to be. And they're willing to be more open if you just simply ask. I think that's all you have to do, Taurus, is you just have to ask. And whatever answer they give you, they may try to spin it in a way almost as if I'm hearing like, wait for me, which you don't have to do that. I think that's the whole point of temperance, is that it's not a matter of like putting your life on hold while someone else does the work, but like let that person, if they've truly gone through something in their life, let them develop. because you may want to develop as well. And this could be a great opportunity for you to be together by each other's side and build an emotional connection as you two develop that could lead to something later on. This person cares about the connection, not love. And I think that is new for you. That you're finding that, and I think that's what attracts you to it, that you're missing it, that you just found someone who was just like, I'm just as lost as you are, but in a very different way. Just talk to each other. Hope that helps. Bye, Taurus.